Sorry that I haven't made a video in a while, really long while, like a week. Sorry that I'm charging my phone with this power bank that has like 17% remaining of battery life. Sorry that my phone is dying on battery life, so I'll unplug these. Let's go back to the year 2011. There is no corona, there's no stupid COVID. It's just a nice, Earth is just a nice place to be. Here we go. So, let's start by comparing these three phones from circa 2011. I've been charging these HTCs. Let's compare the HTC Wildfire S, the pretty darn high-end spec. Man, I gotta get used to this. HTC Desire Z, and this lower-end Xperia X8. So let's get to it. So yeah, I know this power bank is dying on 17%, but I just don't care. My phone is on 25%. So I'm just gonna plug it in. I don't care. It's not meant for USB-C. Does it work? Let's. Yep. I think it works. Yep, it's charging. I don't know why my phone did not vibrate. This power bank is probably gonna be total death in like a few minutes because this power bank is 1500 milliamp hours. Not that sucks. It's just a really old power bank. Okay, let's get on to the video. I've already wasted a minute. We're gonna do it as fast as possible, comparing these two HTCs and the brand new Desire Z that HTC came out with a few months ago. I think it's not that long ago. It's a pretty darn freaking good phone. They're targeting it as mid-range to high-end. Here's their low-end device, the Wildfire S, which is a way tinier phone, which is already booted up as well. Wow. I've disabled fast boot on the. Oh my god. See, that 600 MHz Qualcomm CPU is not really making it because it's made by Qualcomm and Qualcomm is trash as well, so yeah. Not that the 600 MHz CPU in this thing is trash. It's a little bad, but I know I'm a power user, so yeah. It's not that good. It's not horrendous, okay? The build quality is like more of a thing and the camera's pretty darn good, so we'll get to that. Here's the even more low end, well, in terms of other things, Sony Ericsson Xperia X8. I'm not gonna judge too much about this thing because this is the first ever Android phone made by Sony Ericsson as of yet. There are going rumors that Sony Ericsson is gonna turn into Sony and Ericsson is gonna be purely about just making phone lines. So yeah. As you can see, it did not charge my HTC fully, so we'll just plug that in as well to let my power bank die even more. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna plug this in. Well, you're probably thinking, hey, this thing is half charged. Why do I want to plug it in? We'll get to that later. Here's the way more different Timescape UI. We'll first get to the Android. This is running Android 2.1, I think. It's one of the more lower end devices. It is pretty darn low end spec, but you can get with this. You can this is all right. It's running Android 2.1, so it's the most oldest out of all the phones, but it runs the most stable. It just has to boot up for a little minute. Speed wise, the HTC Desire Z absolutely kills all of these. The 800 MHz processor is way better than, I don't know what this actually is. I think this is also 600. I think it's like 650 or something. Oh, and yeah, these all have notification lights. But I like the one on the Xperia the most because it's the best one, let's be honest. So yeah, this thing is absolutely the speediest. It's snappy, it's quick, it does everything you need. It has the best Android version as of yet for this phone. It probably won't be receiving any more updates. No Play Store on this phone. Ignore that. Absolutely ignore that. So it will not get official Play Store update, but you can get a APK file on it. But 2021 note, Google account will not work on this phone, which really sucks. This one, on the other hand, could run it, but it's totally Google just has shut down the 2.3 in terms of Google Play in general. So yeah, you need Android ice cream sandwich. This iPhone is also real stable. We'll talk about UI. This one also has the newest Android version as of yet, 2.3.6. This one runs 2.1, so yeah. Spec wise, we got, in terms of display, we got a 3-inch 480. Sorry for the background noise, by the way. A Snapdragon, no, not a Snapdragon, just a normal Qualcomm MSM whatever. I'm not gonna judge off that because I don't actually really know. I can't get good info of it. It probably is a Snapdragon S1. Just just trust me. I think it has the performance of a Snapdragon S1. 168 megabytes of RAM, which is not a lot. That is just not a lot. It's definitely not gonna get Google Play. As of yet, it probably is not, and I've tried APKs and those also don't work. So yeah, future Google Play, this thing is not gonna run any Google Play. Most of the apps did work on the market. I mean, if market still works, don't worry. It will work until end of 2012. Then it will shut down, and my power bank just died. Look how fast this thing died. It died within 6 minutes. Holy shit! And it charged my phone to 27%. It just charged it 2%. Let's get on to this. So yeah, pretty darn low end RAM, but you can get used to that. This one has a Snapdragon S2, I think, or S1. I think it has a S1 with about 200 to 300 megabytes of RAM. So that's great. That's great. The RAM is great on this thing. It's definitely not holding it down. The processor is underclocked from 800 to 600 megahertz to keep it up. The RAM is great on this thing. I haven't had any RAM issues, and it's just good for the price. But the CPU is a main downside on this, so keep that in mind when you buy this phone. I just turned on the battery saving mode on my phone, so yeah. Absolutely, this thing kills it again. The 800 megahertz, still underclocked. A Snapdragon S2. I think it's underclocked. I'm not totally sure. Let me just clean my camera real quick. This thing is snappy with everything. It could be a little laggier for some people because it's fully loaded with full Android. No underclocking. Why is it set to max? Full Sense UI on this thing. Not the newest Sense UI from the Sensation. Like Sensation has full not Sen UI, full UI, and obviously that split out keyboard. So yeah, this thing is a little expensive. You can get this for 700 bucks, I think. It has a now we'll get to display later. This one has 3-inch 480 by 320 display. Or a 240. No, is that 240? No, but it is a lower end 480p display. You can get used to this, and it just looks great. Although the design is pretty trash, to be real honest. The display scratches fast, although it's scratch resistant. It looks a lot like a toy, although this phone is really fun. It's really thick. It is absolutely super thick, even compared to the also pretty darn thick HTC. And this one is just pretty darn thin, to be real honest. This is also quite thin compared to how much they put it in here. But this is just thick town, man. It looks too childish to use, but it's such a fun phone, to be real honest. It's definitely a good step in the right direction for Sony. For Ericsson, I don't really know. You got these buttons which are on the back, so if you take off the back, which you will do later, if the buttons broke, you just have to buy a new back cover, which is great. So okay display. Again, 480p, I think 480 by 800 on this one. Is it a little large? No, it's the same size, the same DPI, but I think the HTC looks a little better because the color accuracy is better. HTC put some great displays on their phones. Let's just turn it up for a little bit. Yeah, it's quite a good display. Oh yeah, that's a good display. The great display is 60 hertz compared to the 50 hertz on the Xperia. You don't really notice that, but the animations are, wow, see that cutout right there. It's smooth, and the display just looks pretty freaking good. Although it's pretty more expensive than the Xperia. I like the UI in the Xperia a little more. They are making the X10. There are already leaks of that, which will be even smaller, and has a better display and better quality of the display, but we'll see that later when I get that hands-on on that phone. Where can I freaking change the brightness? There we go. Jesus. This display does not get bright. You can definitely see that it just does not get as bright. This is not that bright at all on the HTC. This is like half brightness. It does it a little better. It has some kind of stupid automatic brightness feature that really kicks it to the limit. It's just not as vibrant, and it just does not get that bright. So yeah, display wise, I will actually choose this one. But this one absolutely kills it. This is a Super LCD by HTC. This is not even top end brightness. It looks super great. Color accuracy is amazing. Some colors are a little bit overexposed, but not too shabby. It looks great. It does not get as bright as this one, because this phone gets really bright because of the small display and the big backlight. So you will notice that this phone does not get as bright in some degree than this one, but there is a better backlight than on all of these. This one does not have a powerful backlight, and it just looks a little soft. So yeah, these all have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. These are just some good capable phones. We'll try to load Google up here with both phones. We'll see how that does. Before we're gonna get into the other specs of the devices. Yeah, you can see here it's not too fast. That's how fast the HTC loads. Stupid certificates. This thing is a little faster. If you skip the certificates, if you don't mind that, this one is faster. So yeah, it's faster because it's more optimized than the HTC. So yeah, I'll choose this one over that. I mean, the display on this thing is way better. If you want a better display, buy this thing. If you want a snappier experience, the Wi-Fi isn't even good here. The Wi-Fi is pretty trash here. So we're not even on top-end Wi-Fi, so not too shabby on this one. This one just has a better browsing experience. See how poor the Wi-Fi signal is? This thing is just pretty darn faster, so in terms of speed, this one wins. We'll use the stock browser here. I normally use Opera, because this is my main phone right now. My main phone. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. That's the HTC website, by the way. Wait. Let's just load Google. Jesus, stupid certificates. Google.nl. I'm not gonna do standard because I always use. Oh my god, see how trash the Wildfire is. See? See? That's much faster. That 800 MHz processor is gonna be excellent along with this keyboard. So yeah. Let's just take a look at the build quality. This one is fully made out of plastic and has a flap for the micro USB port. We'll take off the back here on the Xperia. It's a very sturdy feeling phone, and it just feels good in the hand, although it's made out of pretty darn weak plastic, to be real honest. I dropped it once on the ground and there's a little bit of cosmetic damage on there. So yeah. There we go. There it comes with a 2 gig SD card. Take out the battery. Looks pretty cheap, but the speaker in this thing is absolutely excellent. So there's also the W8, but if you want to buy this phone and don't like Walkman but still want to play some MP3s through the speaker, this speaker is excellent. It's better than all of these for some reason. These two, this one is a little bit too, yeah, this one, it just does not have a lot of bass. It's not punchy at all, and it's really piercing. This one is less piercing. It sounds a little bit more full, but does not get as loud. But this one gets louder, but it's way tinier. This one has a ton of punch to it, a little bit more bass, and it's just not distorted. So yeah, speaker wise, this one kills it. Battery wise, we got a 1200 mAh battery with a big ding in it because I use it for another phone. 1200 mAh sounds small. It isn't that big. But battery life is the best on the Xperia compared to all of these. So if you want a lower end phone and you're choosing between the HTC and this one, I'll recommend you buying this one. This one is just simply better. This one high-end phone, battery life. Main things I've noticed is the camera absolutely kills these two. This one takes okay pictures. It takes good pictures. Don't get me wrong, color accuracy is great and detail is okay, just okay. But there's no autofocus, and sometimes it can be really blurry, and you gotta be really still. This one has 5 megapixel autofocus camera, which was really surprising at this $200, $300 price point. It is made out of fully aluminum on the sides and plastic back, which is totally alright. I did not even expect aluminum. So value for money, this one is technically better. Although you're getting a better CPU out of this one, better battery life. Probably almost as good camera as on this one. It's faster, it has better battery life, and it has a better speaker. So yeah, what does this one have on the other hand? This one has a better camera than that one. A clearer sounding speaker. This one has a flash. No, not the speaker. We're not doing the speaker. This one has a better display, better camera, and it has a flash. So yeah, those are the advantages of that one. The advantages of this one and all of these probably. A way better camera, a brighter flash, and the display is absolutely amazing. Downsides is the battery life is the worst on this one. We'll just open up this one first. These all have micro USB ports, by the way. These are all up to date. Sarcasm, by the way. We need USB-C. You see the speaker. There are a lot of third-party batteries for these HTCs. Not that much for this one. Some rumors go that some models can even handle batteries that are not made by Sony or Sony Ericsson. This is a tiny battery, which is, I think, 1230. I think it's 1230 milliamps. Yeah, 1230 milliamps. It will get the job done. Battery life is actually kind of great on this one. It's just normal. It's just how you expect the battery life to be. It's great. It's great for a phone that is a little bit better than that one in terms of display. Battery life is just great. It's just good. It will last you through a day, maybe even 2 days. But it's not like incredible. Okay, this one has like the best battery life out of all. You got this one at last. Which has the worst battery life, sadly. I did not expect that. I expect a really good battery life out of this one. You have to charge it multiple times a day. 1300 milliamp hours, which could be a little bit bigger. They could have just upgraded it to 1200, which is totally alright. That's no problem. That's like kind of big, to be real honest. That's quite a big battery. But it does have this hassle-free door, and it is made out of fully metal, or no, this out of aluminum. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I may upload this tomorrow because my Wi-Fi is super slow. This was the HTC, and the main winner is the Xperia. I just like the Xperia the most. The main drawbacks are its poor build quality. No, not poor. It's not poor. It's super sturdy. It has a little bit of a minor in terms of build quality, but in terms of pros, if a button breaks, you can replace it. It's a good camera for the price. It has a very great speaker, and it's just a little faster than that one. So I'll recommend this one for now. And the flash is just yeah. The cons camera is not autofocus and all that, so yeah, nothing like it's not bad, but it's also nothing out of the ordinary. So yeah, these are all just good phones. Okay, see you later.